Good morning, internet. It's me and my pile of laundry I need to put away when I get home. I'm off to work, so I'll see you in 8 hours. I'm home and I'm ready to read. So this is my ultimate TBR plan for Contemporaryathon. I've got 3 arcs and 1 backlist book. So my plan is to read a couple stories every day from Once Upon an Eve. There are 15 stories in here, and I think I'll try to read 3 a day, and I can get it done from Monday to Friday. Then I'm going to start with Dead to Her by Sarah Pinborough. This is a domestic thriller, and it comes out tomorrow. And I want to be able to post about it on its release date. You know, that's why publishers send you books to read them and promote them. I'm a little bit behind on my arcs, so I would like to read this today and tomorrow. Then I have Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed, which is pretty thick for a contemporary. We're hitting about 450 pages. I feel like I used to be able to read like 7 books in a readathon, and now 4 seems challenging. But I'm also at the point where I don't, like, a readathon to me, I'm not actually reading much more than I would in any other week. I feel like the purpose of a readathon is like to read more than normal, to read a lot, to cram it all in like a marathon. You don't run a marathon every week. But just with all my videos and all my reading plans, like 4 books a week is like kind of normal for me. So readathons are more just like a fun community participation thing rather than a reading goal, I guess. And then lastly, I have Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. I didn't tell you the plot of any of these, but I will once I read them. I don't have a ton of plans today. Monday is a pretty chill day after work, but I'm tired. So I'm gonna make myself a coffee, and Liam and I are just gonna hang out and read. He's already reading something called Nate's Big Nate. It's day 2 of Contemporaryathon. I read 3 stories from here and I loved them so much. Aisha Saeed's is one of the first ones in here, so I appreciated that because she's one of the reasons I picked this up. It's very just like light and joyous of an anthology, and I'm so happy it is. I started Dead to Her but fell asleep. I think I'm actually gonna bring this to work with me and read a couple chapters during my lunch. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Here we are again. Work is done. I try to pretend I have energy. Is it working? If I just open my eyes really wide and talk in an excited tone, do you think I'm awake? Because I feel like I'm asleep. I did take my 30 minutes to read today. At this point, I'm at chapter 38. So just over the halfway point, and this is what I have to go. And I noticed a little dark spot. So part 3. So I'm anticipating something like plot twisty is about to happen, which I'm very excited about because I'm not loving this book. And I definitely need something to shake it up because I'm just a little, I hate saying bored, but because so many things are happening, I don't know. We're following 2 married couples. One of them is like newly together, and then there's another couple, and they're kind of like jealous of the new couple, and becoming like friendly with the new wife, maybe too friendly. There are certain things that I disliked in other Sarah Pinborough that are prevalent in here, but I haven't finished it, so I don't know exactly where we're going. I do want to appreciate very much, and I'm going to mention in my book birthday post, I'm trying to figure out if I should post that before or after I've read this, Because if I hate this and then I have to post the book birthday, like what am I supposed to say in that post? Like, happy birthday, hated your book. I think I'll probably post it before, just in case. But maybe I'll love it and then I'll want to talk about how much I love it. I don't really know what to do. You don't care about that. What I'm going to talk about is how impressed I am with how she can write similar stories, similar kind of character types, but her books are so different from one another, like drastically different, even in like genre, kind of, in some cases. I think that's impressive. So we'll see how that goes. I got a package from Indigo that I'm so excited about. I know I thought this came out in April, and then I was so surprised with a shipping notification. And then I went on Twitter and saw that Case and Calendar was like, hey, my book just came out. And I was like, what? This is King and the Dragonflies. I talked about this in my most anticipated reads of the year. I thought it came out way later. I was actually annoyed because I was trying to make a TBR for the Queer Lit readathon. There's like, I never participated, but I think it's like a week-long readathon. But then there are weekend mini readathons like on the way to that readathon. And one of them is over my birthday weekend next month. And I wanted to read this for it, but I was like, I won't quite get it on time if it comes out at the beginning of April. My birthday's at the end of March. Maybe they'll ship it a little early. We'll wait and see. Turns out it's already out. No, I'm so glad I decided to post that photo when I had a little bit of a good thing to say, because posting it now, like, I don't know who I would promote to read this. I guess I would encourage people who loved, what was the one before this? Cross Her Heart. If you loved Cross Her Heart, this is your jam. I stand by the fact that she does a great job of creating an atmosphere in her thrillers. All of the characters are really well described, really fleshed out, layered, interesting. That's all still true. However, this is not the one. Pretty much every shitty thriller trope is present here. Everything I hated, not everything I hated. Okay, there's a huge plot twist in Cross Her Heart that I have been vocal that I despise. That's not like, it's not the identical thing in here. But all of the things, most of the things I hated in Cross Her Heart, I also hated in here. I'm very disappointed the direction this went. I truly just don't know who to recommend this to. Usually I can find something nice to say, but I don't think this handled mental health well. I don't think it handled race well. I don't think it handled the queer community well. I'm just sad about it. And oh, it's a bummer because there are some elements in here that I like, but they just weren't done in the most tasteful way. And there are much better thrillers that have like 2 marriages and cheating and interpersonal drama in a rich community. Like, there are so many better ones than this. I do still appreciate being sent it to check out, but I do unfortunately think this is probably my last time with Sarah Pinborough. Her books just aren't thoughtful or self-aware enough for me. I did love Behind Her Eyes, but I can acknowledge there are many problematic things in that as well. And I don't like write off an author because they have problematic elements either. So it's just a accumulation of many things. But yeah, this was a good test to see if there's a book I love from an author and a book I despise from an author, like which one was the fluke. And I can definitely see how Behind Her Eyes was that for me. Yeah, I don't really want to talk too much about the plot of this. I'm glad I didn't pick it for the book club because I don't
want everyone to have to experience that. Also, it just kind of got a little boring. So if you can look past a lot of elements, I still don't think that the plot and the pace of it was that strong. It's just like bickering rich people for 400 pages, and I'm ready to move on. I'm going to reward myself now for getting through that, and I get to go watch Honey Boy, which I've been waiting to watch forever.
Hello, it's another beautiful morning. Always beautiful when my husband packs my lunch and makes my smoothie. And I'm planning to read Piecing Me Together once I get home. So I'll see you after work.
I was invited to go and host an advanced screening of the Netflix film To All the Boys, P.S.
Me
I Still Love
too!
You. So the sequel to All the Boys I've Loved Before. And I was so excited because it just sounded like a really fun opportunity and like a crazy kind of night.
Oh my gosh. Work. It's over. I'm not going to read Piecing Me Together as an audiobook exclusively. However, I just happened to look it up on Scribd, and Renee Watson narrates it, and I love when authors narrate their own books. So I'm just gonna listen to the first hour, because if I have a half-hour drive home, I can listen to an hour of the audiobook, and that'll get me into it. And then I'll read more with my eyes when I get home. And I have to edit an entire vlog today that I haven't even started editing, so that's going to be the majority of my evening.
Mr. Franklin talks about all the new changes that have happened in Northeast Portland. I know people say
we're back in my package opening spot because I have a package from Tor. I'm pretty sure this is unsolicited. I don't remember them reaching out about anything, but I could be wrong. So it's either something that they are surprising me with because they know I want, or they're surprising me with but I'm not going to want it. Is this a final copy? I saw how much you enjoyed Come Tumbling Down. I thought you might like a finished copy. Oh, I would like a finished copy. That's so funny because yesterday I was putting my bookshelf back together and I was putting in my series of this. I was literally putting the series up there and I was like, this doesn't look good together anymore because I have an arc. It's gonna look so good together. Come Tumbling Down, if I haven't mentioned it enough to you and recommended it enough. January is my favorite month of the year because a new Sean McGuire Wayward Children book comes out. Now I'm trying to decide what to do with my day because there's 3 things that need to well, don't need to happen, but just the things that are going to happen this evening. Read my book, edit my video, watch the new To All the Boys I've Loved Before movie. I think the responsible choice is to start with my vlog, even though that's not quite where I want to start, but I will enjoy the process. I'm trying to convince myself that it's gonna be fun to edit. I just know it's not a good video, like objectively, so I'm not looking forward to doing it, but I will. And it's gonna be great. Hi, me again. It's an hour later. I still haven't started editing, but I did eat a bowl of popcorn and watch a YouTube video. And Liam came home and now he's left again to a friend's house because he has a more active social life than I do. But I have another package that I figured I would show you. It's from Fierce Reads. I think, how do I open it? I think this is the publisher who sends out like packages of books. Like they'll send you an email that lists 4 different packages. Like you can choose package A and it's these 5 books. Package B is these 5 books. And it's just such a good way for them to, I'm sure, as somebody who sends out packages to influencers in my day job, it's something that streamlines their marketing and their shipping and their collabs and all that kind of stuff. But naturally, you're gonna get some books that you're not as interested in, but I'm sure that helps promote the smaller titles that the publishers do. So I don't remember what package I chose because it was a very long time ago. Spring 2020 releases, so they're all going to be a surprise because I don't remember them. We'll go through them fast and I'm not going to let this affect my Contemporaryathon TBR. That's my mantra. Don't let it change your TBR. Don't let it change your TBR. This is The Dark In Between by Elizabeth Cribb. It's a very intense cover. Yeah, I definitely don't remember this being listed. I probably picked the package based on like one single title. Oh, this is about angels and limbo. The Between Living and Dead. Definitely won't affect my Contemporaryathon TBR. Check it out if you like angel-y books. Next up, oh yeah! This is why I wanted this package. This is All Eyes on Her by Lori Elizabeth Flynn, or L.E. Flynn. And it's like an intense contemporary. Don't let it affect your TBR. You don't need to read it immediately. It's the one I talked about where there's all these different perspectives about this tragedy, except from the like actual victim themselves. I'm very interested to read that. Oh my gosh! Cemetery Boys! Oh, I think when I requested this box, I didn't even know what this title was, but I've seen it mentioned so many times in the last couple months of people so excited about this, and it's gotten me excited. It's by Aiden Thomas, and I've heard it not compared to the Raven Boys, but I've heard that if you loved the Raven Boys, like this is a good thing to read. This author is trans, and I think the main character, it doesn't label anybody, but it just says when his traditional Latinx family has problems accepting his gender, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself a real brujo. Super cool. And then the last one is 6 Angry Girls. Yes. So I had heard of this one, and I know a lot of people are excited about it. It doesn't, I don't know if it quite looks like something that I'll love. It is quite short. It's like that girl gang thing, which sometimes I'm into, sometimes it just is a little cheesy. I think I'll give it a go at some point. Maybe I'll wait until some of my friends have read it so I can see what they have thought. This movie came out today, so I'm gonna take a quick pic for the gram and then watch it instead of reading. Haha. Good morning. I don't know the rules about drinking Tim Hortons out of a Starbucks cup, but that's what we're doing today. Today is a work from home day because Liam is only in school for 4 hours today. So I'm gonna get a bunch done now, and then when he gets home we have hockey and parent-teacher conferences, and then the Scholastic Book Fair is happening, which he's very excited about, so we're gonna go pick him out some books. I don't think I ever got to pick out anything at the Scholastic Book Fair, so I'm glad that Liam can. I definitely left you hanging last night. I decided to watch both movies. I just wanted to have kind of a relaxing evening after I finished editing my video. I didn't get my video up until midnight, and while I was exporting and stuff, I watched To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I watched P.S. I Still Love You, and I still like the first movie the best, but I really did like the second one. I also got halfway through Piecing Me Together, so it's around 100 pages in, and that's all I read yesterday. I didn't read any stories from Once Upon an Eid, so I'm gonna have to catch up a little this evening. But this evening I'm gonna have to do some more work. So like I always say, Wednesday and Thursday are the days that I read the least. And I didn't even do it intentionally. I didn't plan it this way thinking like, oh, it's okay, it's a Wednesday, I don't need to read much, because I always say I don't read on Wednesdays. Like, I just happen to not read, but that probably is directly related to my video schedule, which I never really thought of. I kept going back and forth if I wanted to vlog the movie experience. I was contemplating rereading the entire series for Contemporaryathon just on a whim and then doing an entire video about it, but I decided not to. It probably would have been fun to vlog if I had attended the premiere
which I was invited to. I feel like it's a natural human feeling to want to be included and to want to be invited to things. But then when I am invited to things, I turn them down anyway. It's nice to feel included, but I know that I don't actually enjoy like going to events that much. Maybe I would if my schedule wasn't like so ridiculous and I didn't have 10,000 million things going on. I think it was a Tuesday anyway, which like it's not realistic. If I lived in Vancouver, easy decision. But then I feel just a little jealous when my friends go. You know, is that fair? I think it's fair. It's just like when a bunch of my friends do like collabs together or readathons together. I don't get invited anymore to co-host things, and I have to accept the fact that people like think I'm too busy or think I'm too big. That's not me. It's funny how I always see people, especially people who are new to the community, feeling like they're an outsider of the community. Like, I feel that exact same way. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to get to work and stop talking to you as much as I adore you. Hello. What's that? A secret note? I finished piecing me together. I really liked it. Is that Robbie?
Yes.
We're done.
We have to go to hockey, but this was really good. I'll tell you more about it in a minute. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. Today I'm working and I'm going for brunch with Ariel, and then I'm picking up Liam from school. We are going snowboarding, and then I will come home and get some more work done. I don't know if I already wore this shirt one of the days this week, but I just pulled it out of the dryer and I was like, I have to wear this again. So I'm an outfit repeater. I just need to say, in case you can tell, I can't tell if I'm controlling, I'm not, how I'm coming across, but I feel terrible, and I don't know if like you can tell, but I need to address it because internally I am struggling. There's something wrong with me. I feel like I have the flu, but I don't feel sick or have a fever. But like I have all the other symptoms of the flu. Like, you know that lethargic feeling, and like when you're dizzy and when like you zone out a lot and how your brain's just a little slow. I can't explain it in any other way because I've never experienced this before except when I was like violently ill. So if I'm talking a little slow or like can't focus, it's because I can't. I don't know what's happening with me, but it's been like 5 days of this, and like my motor functions are slow. I can't explain it. Robbie keeps telling me to go to a doctor, but like I don't know how to explain it. I just sound crazy. Not crazy, that's the wrong word, but like I don't know, my body's just like vibrating. I can feel my pulse everywhere, and I just feel really sloggy. And like I keep dropping things. It's not funny, but I have to laugh because it's like actually freaking me out. And I've been trying different things all week. Like I was like, maybe I'm just not getting enough sleep. So for the last 4 nights, I've been getting like 8 hours of sleep.
hasn't changed anything. I completely changed up what I was eating. I was like, maybe it's like a gluten thing. Maybe it's a, I don't know. But that didn't change anything. I'm not feeling overly stressed. I don't feel anxious. It's like just my brain. Okay, finish this. I thought it was wonderful. It is a 4-star, I would say. For me, it's like this coming of age, this girl who joins Woman to Woman, which is like this mentorship program that pairs young Black women with older, not older, well, older. I was trying not to say older Black women to like help them out or just like be like a, what's it called? Kind of like a big sister program. She's joining because she wants to get like a scholarship out of it, and then her mentor has joined to kind of impress her family. So they each have different reasons and their reasoning changes and they learn things from each other throughout this, and it's really cool. It's definitely focused on her. It's her like coming of age time. She's deciding what she wants to do after school, if she even has, you know, the opportunity to do what she wants. This has a lot of commentary on microaggression and just the racism she experiences even within her own community. There were a couple really impactful scenes for me. There was this one whole thing about shoplifting, how there was like women who like didn't get their bags taken away at the store, but she did, and it was clear why, and then nobody did anything, but then afterwards she like left the store and the women were like, I really hated what happened in there and you should, you know, write a letter to the manager. And it's like, say that to the person who was just racist, not the girl who'd been targeted. Just like with Watch Us Rise, which is her other book, it was a collab with Ellen Hagen. I think this is definitely like, there are so many YA books that transcend age and I think can work for anybody. Renee Watson's books, the two that I've read, I would say are very geared to teens. Like, I don't see a lot of crossover here. I enjoyed it, but I know that I would have loved it as a teen, and I would recommend to teens. Now I have 3 days to read Yes, No, Maybe, so I'm probably gonna get no reading in today. This is 440 pages, and it is a political focused romance. Oh, it says it's about the power of love and resistance. So I'm gonna take this with me, I guess, everywhere that I'm heading today, just in case I get a chance to flip it open. I'm vlogging my smoothie bowl.
You're vlogging? Oh, good.
I am.
You're what?
Your smoothie bowl too.
Come on. Mine's just as pretty. I mean, come on, guys.
Okay, Valentine's Day is canceled. I just feel really terrible and dizzy. And the couple we were gonna go up to the ski hill with are sick. And I just feel like falling asleep. So Robbie is gonna stop and get everything we need for a charcuterie board. And I'm just gonna build a whole picnic. And we're just gonna do that for dinner. Apparently my only Valentine's date today was with Ariel. But I picked up Liam, I got all my work done. I haven't read, well, I read the first couple pages while I was waiting for Liam. Now we're home and waiting for the hubby. It's not a very romantic Valentine's Day, but it wasn't gonna be anyway. I've been trying to take a thumbnail for this video for like 15 minutes. I feel very ugly today. Also, Liam's having a really good time. I wanted to film some things, but I don't know how realistic that is. So I am continuing into Yes, No, Maybe So. Can you go tell him to lower his volume? I'm really liking this. I think it's cute. It's definitely very like politics focused, obviously, but I feel like some books that I've read, that seem like they're going to be politics with a side story of romance end up being just like romance with a side story of politics. This is really politics heavy, like visiting. I don't know anything. Well, I don't not know anything about the electoral system in the States. I'm just not knowledgeable enough to try to teach you about anything. Like I don't know the right, even though I'm reading it and I'm, okay, what am I trying to say? All right, I am now getting laundry done. We're drying, we're washing. I read a couple more stories and also we'll be folding in a minute. I read a couple more stories in Once Upon an Eid. I just got to S.K. Ali's, which I loved so much, but that's not really surprising. I'm very blue because it's currently snowing again. I keep thinking winter is over and I'm continually wrong, which on one hand is good because we can do a couple more snowboarding trips, but the cold weather just makes me feel sad. I'm like not going anywhere. So tonight we're gonna go to a friend's house for drinks and games because I need to get out of the house. I think I'm just gonna continue into this. This is the weird part of a readathon when like, you know you could complete a book and then have one more entire day, but reading an entire book tomorrow, I don't know if that's a real thing, especially since we won't be getting home probably until like noon tomorrow. So I'm not really sure if I should just kind of drag out that book, leave a couple more stories in this, and then just have more of a chill end of the readathon, or push myself to read an entire other book tomorrow. These two are so cute. I don't say this very often, but I'd probably read a sequel about them. Even though I don't know how it ends, but I doubt it's gonna be a epilogue that's like 20 years in the future. They're happily married. Okay, I finished Yes, No, Maybe So. The best part of this book is when she referenced what she was reading, and she was reading one of my favorite books, Saints and Misfits by S.K. Ali, who's the author of the other book I'm reading. That was lovely. I love author shout outs to each other. I thought this was very sweet. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars, which is pretty standard. I don't know how to say, just like these days for a YA contemporary romance to get 5 stars, like it takes a lot for me. I don't think I can pinpoint anything I specifically didn't enjoy about this. So that's good. It just didn't have like that extra level of perfection or like memorability. I really think that all the choices made in here, especially the ending, I don't know how to not give spoilers. Maybe I should give spoilers in vlogs. Let me know down below if you want me to include spoilers in my vlogs. Just the ending in general in here, I think some people will not love, but I believe it's the right choice for the book. I think it says a lot, and I think it shows we have a lot of growing to do as people and a society and whatever else. This was all just really lovely. There's a lot of YA tropes that this went for, but in a unique way that I really liked. For example, a lot of YA books end at prom. You'll notice that in a lot of movies and books. There's always prom or homecoming, and that kind of, there's always this build up to it, and there's always like this big event that happens at this school dance. So this one still had that like big event that we were leading up to, but it was different because it was a bat mitzvah. Also, in To All the Boys I Loved Before I watched this week, they had that kind of trope, but did it in a different way because it was like a senior center dance, a retirement home place, and they had the big event, and that was really cute. Also, there's like this not villainous character, but kind of a morally not gray character, just a character whose intentions are not always clear or don't seem the best, and how that character has been handled in previous YA books. I think this one took a different direction with it,
and made the person accountable for their actions and called out and gave them a lot more of a dynamic personality. I think this is definitely warranted in its 450 pages because every single page was intentional. Every character trait and piece of development was important to the overall plot and necessary to the arc. This was really great, and now I feel bad about not giving it 5 stars because it sounds like it's a 5-star read. And that's that. Now, I left a couple stories of this for tomorrow, so I'll be able to fully discuss this tomorrow. And I don't know, I'm not doing any more reading tonight, so we'll just see what tomorrow brings. We are headed to our friend's house now, and on the way, I'm gonna stop by Indigo because I need to pick up the book club pick for March. There were 8 titles to choose from, 4 that I own and 4 that my co-host Emma owns. And we kind of picked off each other's shelves and decided on 8 books that we would be cool with reading for our March selection. Backlist titles. And the poll still isn't done until tomorrow night, but I feel like there's already a clear winner, and it's not one of the ones I already own. It's actually a book I've never heard of before. It's called Platform 7, if you haven't already seen my announcement video for the book club, which I'll have to be filming tomorrow, but you'll be seeing before this. But when Emma mentioned it, it sounded interesting, so I added it to our selection of 8. And funny enough, of all the 8, the one that I most wanted to win is the one that has the least amount of votes. So I might go pick that up as well because it was another one that Emma brought my attention to. It's called, I don't even remember, A Room by the Lake? The Room by the Lake. It has like 100 votes when the winner, Platform 7, had like 600 votes. And this one's about like, I think it's just the cover maybe, but also that it takes place in like a commune. There's apparently only 1 left in stock at my local bookstore, so I better run. Here we are on the last day of Contemporaryathon. I'm filming some videos today. Some of them I'm filming very early, but the end of my month is going to be kind of a mess. So I already know my entire March TBR, so I'm filming it today. I also have to edit some things today, so I really don't think I'm going to get much reading done at all. But I'm reading the last like 2 stories of Once Upon an Eid, and then I'm going, well, I just started The Other Misses by Mary Kubica. I'm 20 pages in. I've really just learned nothing yet. And I doubt, well, I know I'm not gonna be able to finish it today, but in general, I doubt I'm even gonna get that far into it today. But it's the next thing I'm reading after Contemporaryathon because it comes out on Tuesday, and I'd like to be able to post about books on their book birthday, regardless of if I liked them or not. I just like to be able to celebrate with the author that they have a book that came out. Like, I'm so happy for everybody who's publishing books. And of course, this one was sent to me by the publisher, as were most of the books in this video. And that's the whole point. It's to, you know, talk about the books and encourage other people to buy them if it's something that they would like. Liam's over at a friend's house, and then there's skating today. It's a pretty chill day, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was this week, and I haven't been very active at all. So hopefully we'll go for, you know, a nice walk, hike at some point today. And that's that. I'll let you know if I read anything. 40 pages in, there was a little twist that wasn't in the synopsis, which I very much appreciate. Who is this? Park Row Books. They know how to write a thriller synopsis. Not giving it all away. If this had been revealed in the synopsis, I would have been annoyed. We're following this family, and they move to a new house. They have a fresh start. And right away, one of their neighbors dies. And that's where everything kicks off. I like this because it's got kind of this spooky kid, spooky house, weird dynamic with the neighbors happening. And I feel like this is kind of a classic vibe, like the weird new child in your life, but she's doing it in a different way, which is cool. Like her last book What I liked about it would kind of be a spoiler, but in Mary Kupika's last book, there was another thing that's like a huge mystery trope, but because it hasn't been done in so long, and because it was done in a little bit of a different way, I ended up really liking that element. I'm excited about this. I haven't loved a Mary Kupika in a minute, so I'm hoping that this is it, especially because I read a not so good thriller this week. We're gonna keep this short and sweet, mostly because my battery's about to die, but also because I look like trash. Whatever I was going through this week, call it Mercury being in retrograde, call it a severe iron deficiency. You'd only be right with the last one. Here we are 3 days later. I feel better now. Of any vlog to cut me some slack, let it be this one. I'm not even talking to you, I'm talking to myself because you're always nice to me. But I need to accept the fact that while editing this vlog, I was losing my mind because I didn't film the right amount. I stopped filming every single day in the evening and just like kept falling asleep. And crying a lot and getting in arguments with people for no reason and just being generally unhappy. Ripping off most of my fingernails. What a weird time to be alive. I didn't even explain the plot of most of these books. It was a rough week. Let's recap real quick. Yes, no, maybe so. I didn't explain the plot. Pause and read it. I can't deal with myself anymore. What did I give that? 4 stars. Piecing Me Together, Renee Watson, 4 stars. Maybe I did a good job explaining that. Dead to Her, I know I didn't explain well, but it's so hard to discuss the plot, especially because the synopsis is so vague. I don't want to deter people from reading this because I know there is an audience for this, and my 1 star probably seems like harsh. But the more I think about this, the more like just frustrated I get. The thing is, when it comes to thriller, mystery, horror things, like they're so like the main characters are usually like murderers. So obviously you're not supposed to, like, you have to overlook things. Like murder is problematic. And yet sometimes when I read a thriller, I see all these other aspects that bother me. But like the whole thing is supposed to be unsettling. Like, isn't that the point? From simple just respect things. Like, am I gonna spoil this? I feel like I need, I'm not, this isn't a spoiler. Is it? If you truly don't want to know anything, skip 10 seconds ahead. But just the reference to albinos in here and the twist being that someone was albino, someone with albinism was a twist. And somebody like being black was a twist. It was very strange. I feel like I need to read some reviews to even form my own discussion about this because I don't even know how to discuss certain things that happened in here. It was like, oh, the whole time this person had black voodoo magic in them and we thought they were a white character, so like that was a thing that was supposed to be surprising. I just don't know how to feel about a lot of things in that book, that just being one of them. I also, in the past 3 days, finished The Other Misses, but I didn't complete it for Contemporaryathon, so I don't even know if I should be discussing it. I feel very mixed feelings about this, and I think my battery's flashing. I think I need to fully discuss it in a 3 thriller video because I love certain aspects and I didn't like certain aspects. In some cases, in some ways I feel like this is Mary Kupika's best, her best suspense. But there are some things that I just don't know how to feel about, so I feel very mixed about this as well. Once Upon an Eid was amazing, 5 stars. My favorite stories were by the editors themselves, S.K. Ali, Aisha Saeed, and then Hannah, what was her name? Hannah Alcaf, I think was her name. She has another book out that I'm definitely going to pick up now that I'm familiar with her writing and enjoy her stuff. That's it. That's Contemporaryathon. This vlog was messy because my week is messy. I'm messy. I love you so much for watching. If you stayed tuned this whole time, goodbye. I'll see you this weekend.